Hello there everyone and welcome to a new review on the channel, and today we're going to be looking at an older product that I think didn't get the light it deserves, and that is French Postcards by Philpott. This is an out of this world that's a bit cheeky and tongue-in-cheek, but one that I think for the right audiences plays tremendously. So I can't wait to talk more about this. I've been using this a lot, especially recently because I've gotten a lot of like bachelor parties, bachelorettes, and like more events such as these, and this kills in those events. So I can't wait to talk more about it. Let's roll the intro and get straight into French Postcards. Perfect, so decide to stick around, which means you want to learn more about French postcards. So what is French postcards? Postcards for you magicians out there is essentially an out of this world that's a bit tongue-in-cheek. Now, the best way for me to do this is to actually give you a quick performance. Now, I hope that this won't get demonetized by YouTube, but essentially you would, while you explain to the spectators that there's been a test that has been conducted recently where people were asked to feel images. They were asked to feel whether an image has kind of a strong heat to it or produces a tingly sensation or anything like that. And if an image does not, they put it to the side. So that's what we want to do right here. So you're going to place these on the table to the side, and you tell the spectator that what they're going to do is they're going to pick up the image. They're not going to look at the face, obviously, because that's the point, to see whether you can get a feeling from the pictures. But if they feel kind of some heat, or they feel kind of a tingly sensation, or they feel something kind of funny, to place the image in your hand. If they feel absolutely nothing, they place the image on the table. And that's what they'll do. So you can start, and now I won't do all the patter here, but we're just gonna do it kind of like this. I'm just doing it randomly, you know, just for the purpose of the video. I'm not gonna spend time feeling all the images, but then you tell them, so up until this point, you had a free selection, right, of where every one of these went. So what we're gonna do is now I really want you to focus, because we're halfway through, I think, because there's around 24. So we're almost halfway done. I really want you to focus. I really want you to take your time. I really want you to hone in on the feeling of whether or not the cards mean something to you or not. So continue on. So then the spectator will continue doing this up until they are done. So now I'm just doing it, as I said, I'm just doing it absolutely randomly. And they say, excellent. So now let's see how many we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So one of these is wrong. So which one of these do you think is wrong? So the spectator would go, and let's say they go for this one. So you feel that this one is wrong. So this one will go over there. And you agree you had a fully free choice of every single one of these postcards. And now I do think that if we count them down, we do have an exact split of half and half. And now this is where the interesting part comes in, because I told you, you do your script and you say, the ones that you didn't get a feeling for, the ones that you placed on the table, well, they're actually postcards from different places in the world. They're actually just greeting postcards. But the one that you did get a feeling for, these are a bit more different. These are actually some very naughty pictures from the olden days. And really you can see that you've done an absolutely incredible job by separating all of these one for one into all of the nude pictures and all of the other ones. And you can see here, every single one was separated correctly. You've managed to get an absolutely great intuition. Thank you so much. And you would conclude your performance. And that is French postcards. Again, this works much better when the spectator is actually in the room doing it with you and they're playing around and you get to have them feel on the cards. I know this performance wasn't the best, but you still get an idea of the effect. And the reason I'm resetting you this right now is because I literally have a show tomorrow where I'm going to be performing this. So I just want to make sure that everything is good to go. And that is the reset for the effect as well. And that is French Postcards. Now let's talk about where do you buy this, how much does it cost, and what do you get? You can buy this from your favorite magic dealers. It is available pretty much everywhere. It will set you back 25 USD, which is around 35 Canadian. And what you get with your purchase is you're going to get a small pouch. In the pouch, you're going to get these postcards. They're super well made. They're thick. You can feel they have a good card stock. They're very, very, very well done. You're also going to get this, which is your instructional booklet. Inside, you're going to get 2 routines. You're going to get Chris's routine, and then you're going to get the best routine kind of on it, which is, I forgot their name. I'm sorry. I'm just going to check for you. It's John Armstrong's routine. So if you know, John Armstrong has a different way of presenting Out of This World, and it's fantastic. And this one is using that principle, and it's much easier to use that principle with 24 cards than it is with 52. So I think it's great that it's applied here. You're going to get that routine. It's great. It's really, really well explained. You understand what you need to do in this little booklet. So there's no video instructions for this. And that's what you get. So now let's talk about difficulties. How difficult is this effect to perform? This effect is relatively easy to perform. Now in the performance, because I'm doing everything, I got a bit mixed up at points. So at some points I'm kind of mumbling about, trying to remember where I'm at, because I'm doing the role of the spectator, the role of the magician, the role of the intermediary. I'm doing everything, so it kind of gets confusing when you have to keep track of a few things. But in performance, you just have to keep track of 2 things. One thing is a mental thing, that while the spectator is doing it and you're giving some script and you're having fun with them, you need to remember a certain thing to do. And then at the end of the routine, you have to do the secret move, which is super simple as well. So overall, it's very easy to do, but I know it may seem complicated the way that I did it, because again, as I said, I'm playing 3 roles at the same time. I have to do everything. So it's a bit more complicated, but in reality, in performance, it is super, super, super easy to do. Now let's talk about practicality. What do you need to carry around in order to perform this? Well, to perform French Postcards, you need to carry around the French Postcards, obviously, and that's all you need. So as long as you have the French Postcards with you, you are good to go. In terms of reset, as you saw, the reset is almost instant. I have a specific reset that I made myself, but if you don't have that specific reset like I do, then it is basically instant. You just gather the cards and you're good to go to the next table. In terms of angles, the angles are 360 for the routines. There's nothing that you need to hide or palm or switch in or switch out, nothing like that. It is essentially 360. In terms of repeatability, the effect can be repeated as many times as you want. In terms of a table, you do need a table to perform this effect. If you were to do the classic Out of This World like we all know it, then you could just do it in the spectator's hands. But if you want to do John Armstrong's routine, that will require you to have a table space in order to perform it. And inspectability, everything is inspectable. So now let's talk about where would you perform. So this is definitely something that you perform at specific type of events. You're not going to go perform this at a children's birthday party or at, a bat mitzvah or a bar mitzvah. You're not going to go perform this at a quinceañera. You're not going to go perform this, at a 6-year-old's birthday party. But if you find kind of like I've been getting a lot of bachelorette, bachelor weddings or events such as these, this is a brilliant Out of This World to do, because people get laughs, people, they're in the mood for this type of humor. So they laugh, they joke, they play with you, they get you extremely high reactions for such a simple and cheap prop. So in those settings, I would do it. And depending, again, if you want to do a table or not, that may change a few things. You may need some table space that you need to carry, that you need to kind of plan for. If you're doing this at a wedding and it's very packed, maybe John Armstrong's routine isn't the best, and you can just do a normal Out of This World in the spectator's hands. Okay? So now that we've discussed all of this, let's get into the positives and negatives. First of all, what are the negatives of this routine? There's literally only one negative, and it's the fact that you can't perform this everywhere. So this is not an effect you're going to be performing for all of your audiences. But to be honest, because of the price, it is so cheap that even if you perform this at one event every 6 months, you've made up your money for the effect and so much more. So even just having this for the cheap price that it is, even around the house, if you have someone coming and you want to do a quick, cheeky, funny thing, this will work perfectly. So the only negative is that you can't do it all the time, but the price is also reflecting that. This is not like an effect that costs $150 and you can only do it on stage and you're not a stage performer and you kind of regret your purchase. This is not it. It's $25, so it doesn't even matter if you can't do it at every single gig. Now, in terms of the positive, it's easy to do. The cards are extremely well made. The routines that you get are fun. It's practical. It's unique. The methodology is great. Just learning John Armstrong's method is fantastic because you can apply it to all your out of this worlds afterward. It gets really good reaction. It's fantastic for where it was made to be done. And it's just such a blast to perform. So overall, would I recommend French Postcards, and what do I give it out of 10? If you are a children's entertainer and you only do kids parties or you only do serious stage shows, then of course this is not for you. However, if you're someone that likes doing a bunch of different events like bachelor parties, bachelorettes, performing at bars or performing at clubs or performing at marriages where this type of humor would be acceptable, then this is one of the best effects that you can have in your arsenal. And I really do mean that. Specifically for me, I used to do a lot of family shows where I wasn't able to do this, but as of recently, I've rebranded myself and I've been getting a lot more, bachelor parties, bachelorettes, or sometimes more serious events, which works well because I can do both the silly and serious during my events. But overall, this works perfectly for me. If you're in the same boat as I am, this is a fantastic effect to own. I'm giving it an 8.75 on 10. That's all I have to say about French Postcards. Thank you so much for watching again, liking and subscribing. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If not, have a great one, and bye-bye.